Hi, my name is Bill, and this is my Bialy challenge. Welcome to my kitchen. This is my first. First off, we got to have the water hot enough for our yeast, more like 100. And we measure out 1 1/2 cups of water. So that's what I'm doing right now, is measuring out 1 1/2 cups. I like these little OXO measuring cups. So there's 1 1/2 cups of water, 3 tablespoons of sugar to pre-measure, 1 teaspoon of salt. Put that in there. Actually, it said tablespoon, which seems like a lot of salt to be using, but what the heck, the recipe calls for it, so I'll put 2 more teaspoons in. 1, 2. Oil, 2 tablespoons, measured it out in my shot glass. 1 egg white, which we will add in with an egg white separator. 3/4. I just use a standard bread flour, and I use a nice knife for measuring off the flour. So 1. I found that leaving your cup inside your flour makes it a lot easier, because then you're not searching for a good measuring cup. 2, 3. This will be the 4th. And by the way, the bread machine that I'm using is a 2-pound bread loaf machine, and I will use it on the pizza dough setting, which is about an hour that it'll take for the thing to process. You have a lot of people with the shows, and they show you how to do things, and they show you how to do it all by hand, but I believe in machines. So 4 3/4 cup. This is about 3/4, maybe a little bit back in there. So 4 3/4 cup flour, 2 teaspoons of yeast, 2 teaspoons. The sugar feeds the yeast, and the salt inhibits the yeast. Just give you a quick look, and then I'm going to pop this into, there we go, there's a quick look. And set it to pizza dough. For the onion topping, I need 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil or olive oil, 1 1/2 teaspoons of poppy seeds, and 1/3 cup minced onions, 1/2 teaspoon coarse kosher salt. Also, as with every recipe that I do, I like to change it up a little bit. So I think I'm going to add a little bit of garlic, because I just love garlic. Oh no, it's messy refrigerator! Here is an onion, a little bit more than 1/2 an onion, ought to be the equivalent of about 1/3 onion. So I could have used my knife. I mean, I've got a whole assortment of knives. But why not let your food processor, mini food processor, do the job for you a little bit quicker? So here I'm precisely measuring it. I have a feeling that whoever made this recipe probably measures the same way I do, so I'm not too worried. That's about 1/3 cup right in there right now. This is about 1/3 cup. 2 tablespoons. I used olive oil. 1 1/2 poppy seeds. I keep a bunch of those on. And 1/2 poppy seeds. I use kosher salt. Last ingredient is going to be our garlic. So we add those in, mix them up, and we'll have those standing by and ready for when the dough is ready in about an hour. So first we take the dough out of the bread machine. It helps to take a little plastic spatula or something to release the dough from the sides of the bread pan. And don't worry about losing some of your rise on this. You'll gain this all back in the oven, he says with confidence. My hands are all nice and gooey. The reason why is because I didn't put any olive oil on them, which I'm going to do right now. So we'll do a quick wash on my hands, and wash them, dry them, oil them, and then we're all set and ready to go. Besides, I have to oil the dough blade a little bit and on the blade. Reason why I'm doing that is so that I can separate it out into the number of little dough balls that I'm going to make. I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to make 8 of them or 16 of them. I think I'm going to go with 8. Make these big bialy rolls so that people can have nice big chewy bialys. Maybe 16, because this actually does look pretty big. Each one of these, with this amount of pizza, with this amount of dough, I would probably make about 4 personal pan pizzas. So you can see it doesn't stick to the knife blade, dough blade. Supposed to use parchment. They say that aluminum foil is an acceptable substitute. Take one dough, put it into a ball, put it on our mat. I probably should use 2 of these. And use a glass for getting the center done. Press it down. That makes it nice indentation. They said on the internet when I looked up the recipe that these are like little mini pizzas. So I'm going to make little mini pizzas. That's perfect right there. Take 1 teaspoon, put it in there. There we go. There's bialy. A perfect one. And then we can just, oh, it smells good too. We'll transfer that. Here's my first batch of bialys. You can see they got the sauce on them. The recipe calls for 425 for your oven. So you preheat your oven to 425. If you have a fast oven like mine, you can just pop it in there. Okay, so we're popping them in there. Here's my second batch and a little stray. We're actually making a baker's dozen. I got a little excited with the dough knife, so somewhere along the way I ended up, after about 4 minutes in the oven, this is what they look like. And now we're putting them in the top rack, and we'll show them to you when they're finished. So it's about 6 minutes aside, flip them around, and then they should be done. So about 12 minutes from start to finish once you're in the oven. Sorry, I just couldn't wait to start eating mine. These things are delicious. Brings back memories of New York City. By the way, what did we learn? Bialys aren't that tough. Use bagel dough, bialy topping. Instead of using 1/3 cup of onion, I decided it's probably better to use a half or more. And like I suspected, that was just a roundabout measure. And poppy seeds. Also, with my experimentation as far as parchment paper, the aluminum foil worked fine. I had several different tries. I found out that the just light greasing with olive oil, no problems. Next time, maybe I'll reveal my secret sunflower and poppy seed bread. Have a great day. See ya.